Hey. So I'm finally making this video. It's a very long anticipated video, and it's finally my coming out story of how I came out as transgender. I'm also bisexual. If you want a coming out story on that, let me know. But this is focusing more on coming out as trans. And this is more a story of how I came out, like, fully, like, to my parents. Like, people knew, like, close friends knew before everyone else did, but this is more how I came out to my parents. And I came out a year ago, the day this is going to be posted, which is September 11th of 2016 is when I came out. It's 2017 right now. But yeah, so to get started, in around November of 2015 is when I actually first came out to someone, and that was to my best friend Adri. I'm on Skype with someone, so I'm gonna go mute that. Within the beginning of 2016, I came out to closer friends and the guy I was dating at the time, and I got a lot of support, yada yada, this and that. Also, by the way, the first person I ever came out to was some random person on the internet that I don't know where they are anymore. I talked to them for like one day and never again, when I didn't understand what was going on with myself in about 7th grade. But anyways, back to the story. So my mom isn't homophobic and she isn't transphobic at all. But the thing is, she always wanted a girl. Her one life goal was to have a girl. She had told me if I would have been like a boy in the womb, then she would have aborted me. Like, she wanted a girl because she has 2 other boys, which are my other older brothers. So basically, I was always scared to tell her. She knew I was bisexual, but she didn't know I was trans. My dad, on the other hand, he's the biggest Trump supporter I know, and he makes a lot of homophobic jokes and transphobic jokes. Okay, so before I came out, I did get my hair cut before I came out to my parents. And the story behind that was I got banned from my mall. If you want a story time about how I got banned, I can make it. But then I started going to the mall with my hair up to not be noticed. And so I was like, hey, why don't I just cut all my hair off, Mom? I won't make it too short. And she was like, but I love your long hair. And I was like, please. And I told her I wouldn't go too short. I went a little shorter than what she thought. I got about like shouldery length, but a little bit higher than shouldery length, like here. And she was fine with it. She's like, oh, it looks so beautiful on you. Whatever. So then, September 11th, I was out with my boyfriend at the time and his family. And he was jokingly like, you won't come out to her, like, haha, like, joking around, like, being like, haha, bet. And I was like, yeah, I will. He's like, no, you won't. And so, you know what I did? I pulled out my phone and I texted her this thing about me being trans. And then I started freaking out and crying. You're probably expecting oh, she accepted it. And that's where you're wrong. At first, my mom didn't really believe it at all. She's accepting of transgenders, of course, but she didn't believe it. She texted me, oh, hi, you're joking, or no, you're not, you're just going through a phase. Because there was a time where I thought I was a lesbian, this and that. And I'm like, no, Mom, I've known for years, like, it's not a phase. Like, can you rip my tits off of me, please? Thanks, bye. And we got in a really bad argument, and I decided I wasn't coming home that night, because it got really bad. I was freaking out. So my mom was texting people saying she was going to be in a mental hospital because I'm thinking I'm trans and this and that, and it was kind of terrifying to go home because I had friends telling me, do not step home. Like, because one of my friends, his mom's is really close to my mom, and they knew what was up. Then the next day, she called the cops on me. Because I was refusing to come home, so I got off the bus, and she started, like, grabbing me and basically abused me in public. And my mom is not abusive. She's great now, but, like, it was a bad time. And she ended up calling the cops. I ran in my boyfriend's at the time house, and his stepmom is bi and accepting, so she came out and talked to my mom, called her down, made the police not come, and I went home with my mom. And for the longest time, she still just simply didn't believe it. And she ended up telling my dad, of course, and he as well was like, no. And my dad also at that time found out that I was bisexual, and he ended up being the more accepting one of this whole situation, and still kind of is. Which is kind of crazy because he always made gay jokes, homophobic jokes, but now he's more accepting than she is. It's very odd. I guess when it comes to his own child, it's different. But for around like half a year after I came out, she still called me by the same name, same pronouns. They tried to get me into different like therapists, and the first place they took me was a Christian place, and I am an atheist, and they respect that, so they shouldn't do that. And so I refused to get out of the car. It was hard. There was a lot of crying, and she just didn't never want to accept it. Was bawling her eyes out. When I got a better therapist, we would go together sometimes and talk to her, and I would talk about how like it hurt me a lot that she wouldn't call me Luke. And then for a while she called me by he and him pronouns, but she still just couldn't do the name. It was just way too hard for her. Obviously now she hasn't called me by my birth name in forever, but at that time, in this story placement, it wasn't good. I will make a separate story of how I got on testosterone, because that's a ride of a story, but I got on testosterone on April 4th of 2017, and there is a story behind that. Coming out to my family was pretty hard too. My mom was terrified, but most of them were extremely accepting. And then once I was out to everyone, the one person I wasn't out to was my grandpa. The last trip we went to New York, 'cause that's where they live, I live in Michigan, I just kept getting upset because he kept having to call me by the wrong name and pronouns, and so did everyone else around him, because she didn't want him to know he's old and he wouldn't understand. And so finally she told him. And at first he thought that she was going to tell him that I was pregnant. But she told him, and he was accepting of it too, but he tends to forget it a lot. My last birthday in July, he sent a card with my birth name on it, and ended up calling my mom, freaking out, being like, I think I put the wrong name on it, blah blah blah. And he's really forgetful, but he's accepting of it. And my whole family basically is. My dad's side of the family is as well really accepting. They all call me Luke, and he and him, and yeah. So just know if you're planning to come out, that it takes time. It takes a lot of time sometimes. Sometimes your parents might be open-armed, and sometimes they might not be at all. And some parents might never accept you. But some you gotta give it time, honey. Now my mom's really accepting. I'm obviously on testosterone. We're all good. She makes trans jokes, not bad ones, but like funny ones, like ones that I would make. And my dad, of course, is accepting. Every time we go to a restaurant, he makes sure the waiter knows. I can't order by myself because of anxiety, and he makes sure to let them know by going, from my son, Luke, every time. It's not like he did it before, like, for my daughter, blah blah blah. No, he doesn't now though. As for my friends, most of my friends were accepting. There was one person who said something I kind of didn't like, I won't call you Luke until you get a dick. And if you're watching this, I'm so sorry, because we're good now, but like, most other people were extremely accepting. And yeah, if you want a bisexual coming out story, let me know down below, and also let me know if you want to know how I got testosterone, which I'm probably gonna make anyways. But one of my best friends at first didn't really understand a lot, which is, again, like, you have to understand that it takes time. And we got in a really big argument one day, and then she went home and talked to someone online who was trans, because she just never was around someone trans, and learned a lot. So if you're not trans but you know someone who is, do your research, learn, you know, like. And to anyone that knows me IRL, or even not IRL, and like experienced me coming out, thank you for being accepting. Like, it means a lot to me, and I love you all. Again, with the time thing, and I'm really grateful that my parents are both really accepting now, and that my family is, and that my friends are. So if you're coming out, I hope this kind of helps, maybe. I mean, yeah, that's my coming out story. I hope you enjoyed. A lot of people have been asking for this. I hope you're having a good day, good night. Don't forget to subscribe, like it, comment your coming out story if you want. Yeah, good luck to you all if you want to come out, or if you're out, good for you. Daddy loves you.